Hey there, what's up guys? Welcome back to the iOS dev channel. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to state in SwiftUI. This is a really cool concept that might be a little confusing to most of you, but if you've done any JavaScript libraries, specifically React or Angular or Vue, you probably have a good understanding of state. Either way, this video will answer your questions on the basics of state in SwiftUI, and it will get you to a pretty good starting point with state in SwiftUI. So I want you to stick around and watch this video and smash that dang like button because I'm trying to spread these words across the entire world. All right, so what we're gonna do is build out this basic application that's basically a text field that has a value that's bound to it, right? Now this value is being displayed in state value, just a simple text label, but since it's bound to the text field, whatever changes we throw in here on the text field, they will automatically pop up in our little text. Now this is very new to Swift, or at least I think it's new to Swift. I've never seen anything like it in default Swift programming. I know there's things like Flutter and stuff that do this probably, but this is new to native Swift, and we're going to hop right into it. So let's go ahead and create a new Xcode project, and I'm going to choose single view app and make sure that use SwiftUI is selected. I'm just going to say state. I'm just going to say state SwiftUI. All my words are blurring together because I'm stoked about this video. Okay, I'm going to replace my old project, and the reason I have an existing project on it is because I wrote a Medium article on this very subject. Now, let me pull that up, and I'm not plugging it because you can clearly see that this story is not published in the partner program. It's not eligible to earn money. I don't care to earn money through Medium's partner program. That's not why I write Medium articles. I do talk about my courses in here at some point at the very bottom of my Medium articles, but that's not why I'm guiding you here. This is purely just a resource. I'd actually prefer it if you stayed in the video because I feel like that's just an easier way to learn, and I want the engagement on YouTube more than I do on Medium, and I don't want to guide you away from my channel. So what I'm trying to get at here is that this written guide is here in the description if you want it, if you prefer written guides, okay? Now, I obviously want you to stay here, so just stay here, but if you really want to read it, it's right here. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is we need to get rid of this text and put in a VStack. Now, what we want to do is change the alignment to leading so everything's on the left side, right? And if you've done any of my if you've gone through any of my SwiftUI videos, you already know this is pretty basic stuff and you've done it before. Let's go ahead and paste hello world back in there, and let's get that label down there that says state value, okay? Let's put a colon, and let's use string interpolation and put a variable in here, okay? This variable is going to be called name, and we're going to declare it up here, okay? So you've probably done this many times before, right? You've probably said, okay, this is really simple. I'm just throwing a name into a text, right? But things get interesting when we turn this into state. Let's talk a little bit about state, and I want to take this one step at a time so that you don't get too confused. It's obviously not going to make sense to a lot of you first time around, but we'll try and make that understandable very quickly. Go ahead and mark this with @state. Don't ask me why there's an @ I don't know why it's not something like a $sign or an and sign. Like, I don't know why, but there's an @ okay? And capital state. Let's go ahead and command click that and hit show quick help. And I'll zoom in here so that you can see this because it's quite small. It says a persistent value of a given type through which a view reads and monitors the value. Now, what view can you imagine we will be monitoring this value with? Well, a text field. So if we have a view, if the state requires a view to read and monitor the value, then a text field, which is a view, can clearly read it and have it on the screen, and it can monitor it when we update it. So state is basically, it's in-app automatic, right? I'm just trying to spit out words that make sense, right? It updates as you're typing, okay? So this value is updating as I'm typing, and that's basically what we're doing. If we bind this to a text field, it's going to monitor the name value and update it automatically, which will then render onto the screen automatically. So what we need to do is we need to create that text field right now. Let's go ahead, and in the VStack, we'll say text field, and we will throw in this binding one that you see right here, or let's do this fourth one right here that has binding. And let's go ahead and choose that. And for text, we'll put name, and we have to put a $sign, okay? Or else it won't work. So make sure there's a $sign. Placeholder, we can just put something like name. And then for on editing changed, we don't really need to do anything there. We don't want anything to change when we edit it. And then for on commit, we don't need that either. We can get rid of that. All right, now I'm getting this error, and the reason I'm getting it is because for placeholder, we just passed in a string. We need to pass in text. So go ahead and write in that text and pass in the string as a parameter to text, and then the text is a parameter to placeholder. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and compile that, and we should get what's about to show on my screen right here. And we're good to go. All right, now when we type in here, you'll see we have the finished application, okay? But I want to add some styles just because. Let's go ahead and say padding is 10 on the text field. You'll also notice that I went ahead and I added padding to the V stack here. So go ahead and add a padding of 26 on the V stack, and then a padding of 10 on the text field. And then let's say background on the text field is color.white. And then the clip shape, let's say .clip shape is rounded rectangle. And we'll put in a parameter of corner radius. Make sure you put corner radius and not corner size. And the reason I had padding there already was because I just recorded this part, except for it was at corner size on the rounded rectangle, and it wasn't compiling, and I was so oblivious as to why. And I just forgot to delete the padding when I re-recorded, so that's why that's already there. All right, now add in the shadow with a radius of 6. Okay, so now when we recompile this, it's gonna look like what I showed you at the beginning of this video, and you'll have a nice looking UI that works. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And if you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Smash that like button, as all the YouTubers say, and I'll see you in the next video.